If you're a teacher who is looking for a way to earn extra income without trading your time for money, then this episode is for you. I'm going to be going over 5 ways that you can earn passive income as a teacher. And these are all methods that I have personally used myself to earn over $2 million in sales. Now, I always say this anytime I talk about passive income, but very few things are 100% passive. There are some things that are actually 100% passive, like the interest you earn in your savings account every month, like 5 cents, right? Or when you earn money from investing in the stock market, or when you inherit money from a relative, or when you win the lottery. Those are passive. You don't really have to do anything. But if you actually want passive income that is created from an online business, which is what I teach, then you're going to have to put in work up front. But you don't trade your time for money, meaning you don't have to clock into work. You don't have to show up anywhere at a specific time, at a specific date in order to make money. You can make money while you're asleep, while you're at the beach, while you're hanging with your family, if you set up the systems the right way. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about here. It's not like you never have to work again and you make all this money. That doesn't really happen. You have to put in the work in the beginning, and you set up systems so that the things that you create are continually selling without you having to DM people or sell. Okay? So let's get into it. Number 1 is selling teacher resources on Teachers Pay Teachers. This is my favorite side hustle for teachers because Teachers Pay Teachers already has traffic going to their site looking to buy. Hundreds of thousands of teachers go to TPT and they are ready, credit card in hand, to give you money for your resources. And a lot of teachers are already creating resources for their classroom, so why not list them and get money? Now, it's not that easy. You can't just throw up anything and expect it to sell, and there is competition on TPT. You need to find proper training. You need to learn how to list them the right way so that you actually are found in the search and you actually make money. And hey, I can help you with that. If you want some training, I have a 20-minute zero fluff video all about how to get started on Teachers Pay Teachers. That's lindsaybowden.com/training. Please don't try to DIY it. It is painfully obvious when people are DIYing their TPT store. I can immediately tell. Someone will message me on Instagram and say, Lindsay, I'm not making any sales on my TPT store. And they send me their link and I'm like, yeah, can totally tell you DIY'd that. You haven't had any training. You need to figure out how to do this the right way. And that's where I come in. So lindsaybowden.com/training. Check that out. So just so I am super transparent here, I make an average of probably 4 to 5K a month from TPT. Summers are really slow, 1 to 2K a month. August is typically my best month. I've earned up to 10K in August, but 4 to 5K is kind of my sweet spot with Teachers Pay Teachers. So I probably couldn't have quit my job and stayed home for good just from my TPT earnings. But I mean, hey, that is a pretty penny, and I am very happy with that income. And it is passive for me because I haven't added anything to TPT in over 3 years. Now, I will say I did just do a complete overhaul of my TPT store. I did a whole episode on that and about how I actually updated my products, what I did to really up-level my TPT store. Other than that, it is passive for me. So that's number 1, sell your resources on TPT. Number 2 is sell your resources on your own website. So if you have a website like WordPress or Squarespace, you can set up a shop and sell your resources there. I do not suggest starting with that. Please start with TPT first because they already have traffic. They also handle customer service and handle sales tax for you, which is a biggie. On your own website, you have to do that. You have to get the traffic. You have to handle sales tax. You have to handle all customer service. So I would only suggest branching out to your own website if you already have an established TPT store that's doing well. So there are quite a few options for this. Shopify is one. I use WooCommerce on my WordPress site. I will say that WordPress is not easy to set up. The only reason I used WordPress is because I already had a WordPress site. I had already built some SEO with my WordPress site with blog posts that I've been writing since 2018. And so I already had some traffic from those blog posts. And for that reason, I just left everything on my WordPress site and then added WooCommerce. If you don't already have a WordPress site and you're not planning to do a bunch of blogging, then I would not suggest WordPress. They do have great SEO. I'm telling you, their SEO is amazing. But many other website platforms are expanding to have great SEO as well. So Squarespace is great. Even Kajabi, I like Kajabi's websites. They're very easy to create. And then you can have some type of store within your website, like Squarespace. They have their own store you can set up, or Shopify is great for digital downloads. And then you need to get traffic to your store in some way. You can run ads, you can use Pinterest, you can use SEO. So people go to Google and search ELA engaging activity for 5th grade, and you have used those keywords in your product, and then you get traffic. So a little bit more work to set up, but it is another way to earn passive income because you set it up the right way, you create the product once, and then it's always selling for you with the tools that you have set up. Okay, number 3 is to create a low ticket digital product. This would be for 2 types of teachers. If you are already working on your TPT store, you already have it established, it's already earning consistent money every single month, and you're ready to branch out into something bigger. Then you can make a low ticket offer like a mini course or a PDF guide or templates. It can be related to your TPT store, or it could be a completely new niche. If you're like, I'm done with education, I want to do something else, I'm not passionate about this, I'm really passionate about baking sourdough bread, and you want to create a whole brand around baking, that is great. My friend Lindsay at Hey Baking Buddy, she did that. She had like a TPT store that was doing well, and she had an Instagram account related to that, but then she was really passionate about baking, and she is a fantastic baker. I mean, I've never tasted any of her stuff because she lives a really long way away, but all of her stuff is like mouthwatering, so hopefully one day I will. But she made a whole new Instagram for this new niche, and she sells digital products related to that now. So you can do it either way, and low ticket means like $97 or less. Now, low ticket offers, there are ways to make it passive. If you set up funnels, and I have other videos about funnels, other episodes about funnels, but unless you want to run paid ads, it's not going to be passive to get people into those funnels. Because if you're not on a platform like TPT that already has traffic, then you are responsible for your own traffic. And I just want to be really clear about that, because I see people on Instagram saying, earn passive income with Instagram. And I'm like, Instagram is not passive. With Instagram, you have to be posting every day to make sales, consistently every day. That is not passive income. So I just want to be really clear. I am not saying that that's passive. However, if you want to do this low ticket offer, which I think is a great idea, there are ways that you can set up SEO on your website to sell it so that people will search for it and find it. I would start with Instagram. That's a great way to sell a low ticket offer. Learn Instagram organically, and then I would definitely do some paid ads. I actually just joined a really high ticket coaching program all about paid ads because I know how valuable they are. So hopefully I'll get my business coach on the show and she can tell you guys all about paid ads. Okay, so let me keep going. That was number 3, a low ticket digital product. So I kind of told you about my income with TPT. I skipped the last 2, so let me tell you that. So I make probably 1/10 of the money that I do on TPT on my own website. So if I'm making about $60K a year with TPT, then I'm making about $6K to $8K a year on my own website. So it's about 1/10. Now, I'm not advertising that at all. It's just the SEO that I have set up. If I did more advertising for that, it would be more, but I just got other things going on, you know? And then low ticket digital products. So I do sell low ticket digital products as well. I have mini courses. I have my playbook, the Hey Digital Product Playbook, that teaches you how to sell a low ticket offer. I sell that for $97. You can grab that at lindsaybowden.com/playbook, by the way. And that one, I think in the past 5 months since I launched it, it's made about $30K. And I don't run ads to that one at all. That's just organic through my email list and through Instagram. So if I started running ads to that, which I think I will soon, it's going to really bump up that profit. By the way, I do have a training about how to create a low ticket offer. It is free. So if you're not ready to grab the playbook yet, you can watch that Zero Fluff training. That is at lindsaybowden.com/4. Moving right along, number 4 is to create and sell an online course. Now, this is my biggest income earner. So I get questions all the time on my Instagram because I talk about my profit a lot and my sales, because I think it's okay to be transparent about that and to show what's possible. And a lot of people will say, well, you've made $2 million in sales. Did that come from TPT? No, that did not all come from TPT. I make about, 40 to 60 a year from TPT. And the majority of my income comes from an online course, which makes sense because that's a higher ticket item. And that's what I spend the majority of my time focusing on. I run ads to that. I have big launches for that. So obviously that's going to bring in more money because that's what I'm focusing on. So I have an online course called the Resource Academy that trains teachers how to get started on TPT. And that is my biggest income earner. So I will say that I love online courses and I think they're great for teachers to create. However, just a caveat, online courses have kind of changed in the past few years. So I'm seeing a shift towards 3 main niches for profitable online courses. And those are health, so related to health, healing, losing weight, healing from an autoimmune disease, gaining muscle, those kind of things. Eczema, I just bought a $1,000 course about healing my son who has really bad eczema. Money, that's the second niche. So earning money, getting out of debt, getting a job, starting a business, and then relationships. So parenting, divorce, all those kind of things, dating. So those are the 3 main niches that I see for online courses that are doing well. Now, I'm not saying that you can't have a course outside of that niche. I'm just saying online courses are a lot to create. And if you're going to create this big course, you want to make sure that it sells. Now, I actually highly suggest that if you're interested in an online course, go back and listen to the whole first season of this podcast because that's what it was all about. And I do suggest launching it before you finish the course to make sure that it's going to sell. I do have a training on that as well. So I have 3 different trainings. One for TPTers, lindsaybowden.com/training. One for low ticket offers, lindsaybowden.com/4. And then one for online courses, lindsaybowden.com/5, FIVE. And that's because you can earn 5 figures from online courses or more. Okay, and then the last one, and then I actually have some bonus ones for you guys. The last one is a membership. Now, I have done memberships. I will say I don't love memberships, and they have not always done well in my business, but I've done 2 different types of memberships. I've done a product-based membership where when people sign up, they get access to my products. It did okay, but I think what I messed up on was I didn't have resources that weren't already in my TPT store. So I had a membership where you could join and then get access to basically everything in my TPT store, but it didn't make sense financially for someone to do that versus just going to my TPT store and buying. So if you're going to do a product-based membership, I would have some kind of separate products that aren't in your TPT store, and it's kind of a VIP thing. Like if you like my resources, then join my membership and you get access to new things every month. And that's if you want to create every month. Now, that wouldn't be passive because you had to add things every month. And memberships aren't always passive because typically with a membership, you need some kind of ongoing thing to get them to stay. Now, it doesn't have to be you creating. It can be you coaching. And if you're just coaching an hour a month, that's still pretty passive. You know what I mean? So just think about that when you are thinking about a membership. The other type of membership would kind of be an online course, but then you're offering ongoing support. So that eczema course that I bought, she could have done it in a membership style where you get access to the course as long as you're a member. And then you also get coaching calls with her every month or every week to ask questions. Maybe she brings in experts like a dermatologist or something that we could ask questions and get help with. So a membership is a great way to earn recurring revenue to make sure that if you're looking for passive income that you set it up the right way. Now, I do have a couple of bonus tips for you guys. Now, some of these I have done, some of them I have not, but affiliate marketing is a great way to earn some money. And you can set them up where you're earning passively. But let me just say this. When you see affiliate marketers on Instagram, and so they're influencers and they're always sharing links, that's not passive because they have to always create content. They're content creators, they're influencers, that is their job. That is not passive. I do affiliate links for tools that I like, and then I just kind of disperse them throughout my digital products. So I love Kajabi. It's my favorite platform for online courses. So inside my program that teaches people about online courses, I have an affiliate link for Kajabi. And when people sign up for Kajabi with my link, then I get paid. I have one for creative contracts, which is legal contracts for digital creators. And so in all of my programs, I advertise those. I do have an Amazon shop, so sometimes I'll drop links to Amazon products like my mic or my ring light or my webcam. And then I have for Deadline Funnel, for Opt-in Monster, which is opt-ins on your website. So just different tools that I use. I can put those links in the YouTube captions or the podcast show notes. And then when people click and buy, then I get passive income. Is it a lot? No, but every little bit counts, right? You could technically, this is the second extra bonus one, you could technically get paid from YouTube or a podcast if you earn enough or if you have enough views to start monetizing. Same thing with Instagram. Now, Instagram, I would say, would be less passive because you really have to continue to put out content all the time. But with YouTube, you can put out content like once a week. And then if you get enough views, then you can monetize that. I have not gotten enough views on YouTube for that yet, but I have monetized my Instagram some. And so that is something that I'm earning money without necessarily having to do anything because it's older posts. So that is an option as well. And then the last one is number 3 is print on demand products. So like physical products, t-shirts, mugs, stickers, you can design them and then set up a shop that allows people to go to that shop and then they're printed for them. You're not printing and shipping. Someone does that for you. Someone prints and ships and then sends it to their house. There are different websites for that. Etsy has some integrations for that. Printful, Redbubble. I have not personally done that yet because I'm not like a designer, so that's really not in my wheelhouse. But if you're super creative and a graphic designer, you could do something like that. So let me just quickly go over all 5 of those again. So number 1 is sell on TBT. Number 2 is sell the resources on your own website. Number 3, create a low ticket digital product. Number 4, create an online course. And then number 5, a membership. And then those bonuses were affiliate marketing, monetizing on a social media platform like YouTube or Instagram, and then print on demand products. And like I said, I have free trainings for TBT, low ticket products, and online courses. You can find all of those links in the show notes. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.